Hi, this video is on why I choose to only date vegan. I want to make this video for a while and it's time. I feel I'm choosing to only date vegan because I want to have a partnership and be in a relationship with someone who aligns with my ideals on having compassion for animals and not consuming them. I recently got out of a relationship and this person wasn't vegan. And after leaving that relationship, it really dawned on me that being vegan is one of my values. It's one of my values in my life. Something that I'm really, really, really passionate about. And it was fine during that time. And I really wouldn't say bypass it. I just was kind of not living with my values, if I'm gonna be real and honest about it. I wasn't living with my values. And so I've just made the decision now that going forward I am choosing to only date vegans or people who don't consume animals or harm animals in any way. And I want to get into this because it's been something on my heart, right? And I've been surfing like YouTube the last week, like on stuff about vegan, and all the stuff on YouTube, really, not all the stuff, but the majority of it, of vegan content, is based around food. And it is kind of a food lifestyle, but it's like diet. It's like based around like, oh, it's for your health, whatever, and like all this stuff, and like people showing their vegan meals and all that. And it's like, before we even get to the health part, it's being conscious about the choice being made to eat animals, to eat an actual animal, a being that was once, conscious, a sentient being. A being, a life, a being that had eyes, a nose, mouth, that has organs, that has children, it's like before we even get to that, before we even get to how it benefits your health or whatever, or if some people might say it doesn't, it starts with step one, with like being conscious of what you're doing, the choice being made to consume animals. And that's my first point. And now choosing to only date vegans, it's because it's one of my values, and I need to be with someone. If I'm going to spend a lifetime with a partner and envision a future with that person, I need them to be aligned with the fact that I don't think eating animals is right. Like, I don't. I'm not saying like you have to, or like you have to believe that or whatever. It's not a right or wrong thing either, but it just isn't aligned with me and who I am. Hence the choice I made of going vegan about 3 years ago. And, a lot of it has to do with awareness and consciousness. A lot of people, I myself, before going vegan and like really bringing it to my awareness, wasn't making the connection, wasn't making the link that this piece of meat or whatever that I buy from the store or that I get from wherever, it's an animal, and most people will say, oh, they love animals, and they love cows, and they love chickens or whatever, they love dogs, right? They love cats. These are animals. These are all animals. They love birds. They love squirrels, frogs, fish and dolphins and all this stuff. And they're all animals. They're all beings. They're all sentient beings, you know what I'm saying, that are living their own lives. Living their own lives. And with that said, it doesn't matter how these sentient beings, these animals, are like being raised or whatever. Like the whole thing about grass fed or like free range, all these stupid, like all these terms that are still taking away the fact that an animal is being killed for you to eat it. Like all that stuff doesn't matter. It's just, I don't know, does it help to not think like, oh, it's a free range, it had a good life or whatever. Had a good life. Who decides when an animal has had a good life? If you're a farmer and you're raising a cow or a pigs or chickens or ducks, whatever, and like you're raising them to eat them, when do you decide, okay, it's had a good life, so I can kill it now and eat it? Like, yeah. And there's a lot, like, humans, before I don't know, a lot of people make the argument we had to like eat animals and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, but we don't now. We really don't now. You don't have to consume an animal. Humans choose to do that, right? Yeah. And so that was my first point. Before moving on to anything else, it was having compassion for animals, and seeing them as a being, you know what I'm saying, not something to be eaten or life taken away. My second point, I feel, is the effect that consuming meat has on consciousness, well-being, your body, health. When these animals are killed and they're in all that fear, that agony, you know what I'm saying? That's being translated. When you eat that energy is still there in that meat. That energy is there, and you're bringing that into your system. I want to stop saying saying you, because I don't know if who's watching this, whatever, but that goes in the system when consuming that animal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm myself, like, I a few times almost said product or meat, like consuming that product or meat, but these are animals. These aren't products. These aren't meats. These aren't like a laptop. You know what I'm saying? It's not a product. It's not a service. It's an animal having an experience of life, just like we are as humans. And because they're not on the level of consciousness and able to speak English, does that mean that they should be taken advantage of and consumed? You know, humans wouldn't do that to a dog. We look at a dog and say, that's a pet. You know what I'm saying? A cat is called a pet, so they're kind of safe in that regard, right? But they're all animals. Put a dog next to a cow, you'll see the eyes. The eyes are the way to the soul. I myself have experiences where I've looked in a cow's eyes and saw its soul. A dog's eyes, a cat's eyes, I see them. Like, I see you. It's the same thing. For me, at least. And again, it's a value for me. It's one of the things that is important for me in my life. And so it must be important in the person's life that I choose to share this life journey with. It's that simple for me. Now it is. It's really clear. Back to the part 2. Back to number 2. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, taking on that stress of the animal, and it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Down to flesh, down to eating flesh, right? Having a decaying having a decaying animal, a decaying thing you're ingesting in your system, and it's just rotting away inside you. It's just rotting away inside. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's crazy the amount of propaganda and shit that's being spread about being vegan or all this stuff. And again, like, a lot of people try to jump to the health stuff if they're not on board with like being vegan or against it, right? It's like, yeah. And I wanna say that I don't have any like disdain or any look or judgment against someone who does eat meat. This video isn't based around that. This video is about how I am now choosing to only date someone who does not, or have a partner who does not consume animal products or an animal. That's number 1 for me. Animal liberation, animal rights, and, you know, the compassion, just the compassion. Because I feel like I could be an animal. Like, humans are animals. Humans are, like, we're animals right now. We have eyes, a nose, a mouth. They use their eyes to see, their nose to smell, their mouth to eat. You know what I'm saying? To breathe. They have hearts, organs, reproductive systems, consciousness. You know, there's just a language barrier. And if animals could have speak English, they would be saying, "Don't eat me." They'd be saying, "Don't eat me, please." Don't take my cow away, please, so you can have their milk. Don't, a chicken would say, "Don't, take my eggs, please. I want to see my chicklets. I want to see them running around." So where's the disconnect happening in the human consciousness of the world right now? And it's changing because a lot of like veganism has picked up steam in a lot of the recent years, and it's because of our rising in consciousness and making that connection now that, hey, like what I'm seeing in the story, like this flesh, it came from an actual animal. It came from an actual animal. Three, again, same thing. It kind of aligns with number one, but when I have kids, I want those kids to, you know what I'm saying, see animals the way that I do. And I feel that raising kids in a mixed home with like a father who is vegan and really truly cares about the values of and the value of life in general, of animals and all beings, and then, you know, their mother consumes those animals. It's like it's a complete disconnect. It's a complete disconnect. And love is a powerful thing. Love is a powerful thing. But I choose to no longer allow that for myself, because I know what I value now. I know what I value in a partnership. I know what I value for myself. You know what I'm saying? For my peace. For the peace of animals. For the liberation of animals. You know what I'm saying? There's all these things. Yeah, like I said, grass-fed and all that stuff. Like, what the hell is that shit? Like, it doesn't make a difference. If you consume meat, I guess it's a makes you feel better, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, we as humans don't have to do that no more. And so I can't be with someone who does that. And this is simple for me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the way I choose to live my life, and something I'm really passionate about, and just like everyone else, you know what I'm saying? This video isn't to force anyone to do anything or whatever, live a certain way. It's bringing awareness to what's actually being happened, on what's actually being taken place in the world, like, and that seemed like okay, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wanted to share that, man. And then there's other things about eating that way, you know what I'm saying? Eating like a vegan, being in a vegan lifestyle, right? And not consuming animals. There's the health benefits, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole other video on the health benefits. You know, putting life into your body, an ITIL lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? ITIL is vital. You know what I'm saying? Fruits, nuts, beans, you know what I'm saying? Legumes, rice, all this shit's good for you, man. Vegetables, spinach, kale, broccoli, lettuce, tomatoes, all that good shit, man. And it makes me sad, man. It makes me sad what's going on in the world. And so I can no longer align myself with committing my life with someone who is in direct, disconnect with my values. And that's all it is for me. You know what I'm saying? Friends are cool. I don't mind having friends. You know what I'm saying? I have very few vegan friends. You know what I'm saying? Very few vegan friends. You know, most of, like, practically all of my life, daily living is centered around, you know, being with people who consume meat. Or see, again, I can't see how easy that was. Consume animals. It's a conscious thing, for real. It's been programmed that, oh, these animals are meat, like they're products, they're livestock, right? They're not beings, they're not sentient beings. But they are. They are. And language is powerful. Language is powerful. It's not meat being consumed, it's an animal. It's not an egg. Like, it's not a, I mean, that one is kind of right, but it's like a live egg. Like, it's gross. It's fucking gross and repulsive to me. Drinking a cow's milk. You know what I'm saying? Cheese. How is that shit made? Think about it. Think about it. I have. And it's been on my mind heavy this whole week. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on YouTube. I've been looking for videos. People who are in support of animals and having compassion for animals. Vegan videos. But they're all on, like, foods. And I guess that's how you get big on kind of YouTube. Like, these channels, these vegan channels, you know, they're about prepping meals and all that stuff, and no one's talking about the animals. It's all about, oh, it's better for your health. We know that. We know that. I think people who still eat animals know that being vegan is good for you. It's you know what I'm saying? Eating animals cause cancer and all this shit. If you're in the spiritual vibes, you like animals, eating dead animals, their energy is being transferred when they're in that fear of being killed. I feel like this is knowledge, but a lot of people still aren't making the connection. Still thinking, oh, it's just whatever. And it's not a forever, it's not a whatever thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Not for me. I'm a voice for the voiceless. Because like I said, if animals could speak right now, they would all come together and say, stop eating us, because we don't want to eat. We don't want to be eaten. We want to live. These animals would all come together and say, yo, human race, please stop eating us. Think about that. Think about that. And then I can see the argument, someone being like, oh, well, they can't do that, so that's why we can eat them. It's like, do you have no conscience? Because a being can't reflect to you back in your way of understanding, that means their life isn't valuable, that your life is more valuable, that your taste buds is more valuable, consumption, you know? People say things about, oh, meat is not... Animals are the only thing that works for my body. Yeah, have you tried anything else? There's tons of things to try that are not animals. That you will get all your protein, all your carbs, all that shit that people love to boast about who eat animals, saying that vegans don't get. Not to flex, but I'm fucking strong. You feel me? Like, I'm good. It's been fucking almost 4 years. Search up vegan bodybuilders and shit on YouTube if you're about that physical lifestyle and care about your image. Look up the people who have those channels that are about vegan health, about the health benefits. Go search them up, because there's tons out there. It's all I've been finding. Not many about the actual animals, but a lot about the health benefits. So if that's your wave, I encourage you to go and see those videos, because you'll be amazed. All this shit is a lie, bro. And it's keeping us down as a society. Our connection to the world, to the earth, to Mother Earth. Our connection to ourselves. Our compassion, our empathy, and our sympathy. It's wild, bro. It's wild. And I used to eat animals. You know, I'm not perfect. I used to eat animals too. It's been almost 4 years. I used to eat animals, but I don't anymore when I became aware and conscious of that I am actually eating animals. It's just making that connection. Making that, whoa. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a product in the store. This is an animal. That's dead. It's dead flesh. Again, I would say almost 100% of people that eat animals right now would not eat human meat. Would not eat human flesh. You get what I'm saying? Would not eat a human animal. You know what I'm saying? See the words, language is powerful. Language is powerful. So once you make the connection that a human is an animal, we just have a heightened sense of awareness and consciousness. We just have a heightened awareness and consciousness that we're able to interact with the world in the way we do, and we're able to see things the way we do, to make connections the way we do. For me to make the connection that I am an animal, a cow is an animal, or a chicken's an animal, and I don't have to eat them because I can use my consciousness and awareness to source my nutrients from plant-based sources that do not cause harm and suffering and death to other beings. Oh, 30 minutes. This is a long one. I'm feeling the vibes. You feel me? Like I said, it's been a while since I wanted to make a video on this, and there was some kind of, not fear, but feeling of, just having that little pullback, because I feel the majority of society eats animals, and doesn't make that connection. But I am a voice for the voiceless. I am a voice for these animals. And just being vegan isn't enough for me. I need to speak out. I need to help these animals in any way I can. I work near an animal processing facility, not directly near, but it's around. Like, not directly right next door, but it's near. And I see their trucks go by. Almost every day their trucks go by. And these animals are in there. And they're going to be killed when they get in that facility. They're going to be killed, chopped up, and butchered. Packaged. Sent to stores to be sold and then bought by consumers. And that's where it turns from life into a product. From life into meat. You get what I'm saying? I was just watching this dog go by. And he was just looking right at me, right in my eyes. Look at this dog, if you can see. I'm telling you, man, it's deeper. It's deeper. It's deeper. It's deeper. Just because these animals can't speak and animals communicate. You can tell when an animal is stressed, when they're anxious, when they're afraid. You can tell these things. So again, for me, there is no excuses. For me, there's no excuses. I have no problem being friends, mostly all my friends eat animals, consume animal products. I have no problems for that with them. It's not a, oh, you're not vegan, we can't be friends kind of thing, because it's not really realistic. But what is realistic is choosing who I want to spend my life with and making sure or ensuring that they're aligned with those values and that I don't consume animals, and that's the lifestyle I'm living. That's the choice I choose. So you watching this video, you make your choice. You make your choice. But make sure it's a conscious one. Again, I'm not no judge, jury, executioner. I was gonna say I'm not a god, but I am a sun god. I am a water god. But yeah, in terms of a almighty or something, or like source. I'm not source energy. I'm not the universe. I am the universe. This thing is tricky. I'm not judging you, is what I'm saying. Yeah, there's no judgments. This is all about awareness and consciousness, bringing it to the people, live and direct. You feel me? So love yourself. I love animals. I love you. Even if you consume animals, I love you. But make the connection and decide what's good for you. It may be hard. It may be hard at first. Yeah, there's a lot of videos out there too about the animal cruelty, stuff that happens in these places that produce these animals, have these animals and kind of sell them. There's videos about the cruelty and harm being done in those places. And even without the cruelty and harm, those animals are still being killed. They're still being killed. There's no gentle or kind way to kill a being. It's a myth. It's a something in our psyche that's been programmed and sold to us like it's good. Same thing I was saying about the grass-fed thing or free range, whatever you want to say. You can't raise something in a certain way and then kill it and say, okay, well, at least we raised it better. At least it wasn't in a factory farm with all those other animals together, you know, at least it isn't good enough. It's not good enough. It doesn't help these animals. It doesn't save them. If you feel like being vegan doesn't really make an impact, when you consume, when you it's a supply and demand. When animals and animal products are being bought constantly in stores, it makes the process keep going. Okay, this is selling out, let's put more in. See, because they're using these animals, these beings, as a product. So it's the same thing. It's business. It's business, but the only difference is there's life. There's life being played with, or in these, yeah, that's the word, like played with. There's life being played with in these, you know, supply and demand product business type vibes. If it's a laptop, it's a you know, it's a physical thing. It's not really life. If it's this thing, you know, same thing. If it's the barbecue grill, if it's the chair, you know, it's like, if it's the house, you know, it's like, oh, more of these are being bought, so let's supply more. Less of these are being bought, so let's cut down the supply. You get what I'm saying? Let's stop bringing in more animals. Let's stop, you know, and it's a gradual change. It's a process. It's a process. And it doesn't happen overnight. I'm saying, like, yo, you don't have to switch to being a vegan overnight. You get what I'm saying? For some people it's easier, for some people it's harder to just do that. But you can gradually change. You can gradually start with eating one vegan meal a day. One vegan meal a day. You know? Then you go to 2 vegan meals a day. Gets easier. Go to 3 vegan meals a day. Okay, 3 vegan meals a day. Do that for a week. Huh. You know? You say I've been vegan for a week, and like I haven't even realized time has just gone by. You know what I mean? But in that week, you've saved animals from suffering, pain, harm. This video's at 38 minutes. I don't know when my battery's gonna die. I'm just gonna keep talking. This is something I really want to talk about, that's really important for me. This is not about views. This is not about YouTube. This is about animals. It's not about me. This is not about you. This is about animals. Sentient beings. Life that has consciousness. Life that speaks its own language, has its own communication. That's what this is about. The only difference is we are different species. That's it. I like to think of if there were giants on Earth, and humans were then looked at as like their meat, which would be you and I, right? We would be saying, hey, don't eat us. We don't want to be eaten. We would be raging war against these giants because they're consuming us. And then it's like, okay, what if they don't understand our communication? Then it's up to them and their consciousness and awareness to discern, hey, do we want to continue eating these other beings, or do we have compassion for them and see that, hey, they're living their own lives, they have consciousness, and you know, we have other ways of eating. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other main point here. It's that it's a choice for us. for humans to consume animals. We do not have to. I do not have to. You do not have to. You don't have to. That's it. You don't have to. It's like you can, but you don't have to. So it is a choice. And I'm not, again, not taking away anybody's choice, not being judgmental, whatever. It's something I'm passionate about. It's the way I choose to live my life. This video's purpose is to help bridge the connection, awareness, and consciousness that purchasing meat in a store, eggs in a store, dairy in a store equals the harm, pain, suffering, and ultimately death of an animal. Of another sentient being that feels pain, feels the suffering, feels the harm, and ultimately has its life taken. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to get it across. And I'm all for it. I'm all for the liberation of these animals. A lot of the things in the world, that we as humans can stand for. There's a war in Ukraine, and I feel for those people. It's happening right now. And in my life, in my daily life currently, I cannot do anything to help those people in their situation besides sending them love, good energy, positive vibes to help them through the situation, and the world in general. Get what I'm saying? Humanity in general. But what I can do for animals in my daily life to help stop their suffering, their pain, their harm, their death, is just to not consume them or their byproducts. So I hope this video brings some awareness, consciousness to the link between eating meats and the death of an animal. Bringing awareness to that compassion, sympathy, and empathy that all humans have inside of us, because all of us are a part of creation. All of us have the beating heart, the life running through our veins, the blood running through our veins, the energy. You know what I'm saying? The energy. You feel me? So just give thanks, man. Give thanks every day. I thank you all. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Drop a comment. Let's talk. I'm passionate about this. This is my life. Again, this video does not have to be your life. This is my life, my experience. Just bringing awareness, putting the consciousness out there. So I'm speaking it into the universe, man. We all gotta go vegan at some point. You feel me? It's the world I want to live in. It's the world I want my kids to live in. It's the world I want the animals to live in. You feel me? It's the world I want the animals to live in. Damn. the world I want the animals to live in. Yeah. So peace and love, all the good vibes, sending good energy your way. Peace and blessings. If you're watching this in the morning, have a great day. Watching this in the evening, still have a great day. The day is still going. You get what I'm saying? And have a great week, have a great month, have a great year. Whenever you're watching this. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yeah. Free the animals, man. Free the animals. Bye. I love you.